their idea of security in their neighborhood is different from the guy in Port Harcourt Street of Gimbia Street. And so that was very interesting for us. And so in crafting our strategies, we now begin to look at that we must, to get their trust, we must understand the crimes of concern. So we are not just preventing crime, but the fear of crime. Because we discovered that when we address the crimes that concern them, because you might be thinking of a robbery of car being so, because usually violent, but that guy on the other street is interested in somebody in the neighborhood who smoke Indian hemp, cannabis, or people, social issues, people lining up the street, commercial sex worker. That could be what is bothering it. That's what we discovered. And for us, it's very interesting. Therefore, in setting our policing priorities, we will take input from our respective communities. And we are doing that. And so the response we're getting is very interesting. And so we are addressing our policing from, should I say, a scientific point of view, looking at these issues within the respective communities. So our DPOs, our station officers and other officers begin to address the issue of crime from the perspective, our perspective, based on our statistics and the perspective of our respective communities.
All right, when you mentioned that one of your vision is to work with the community, it brought me to this question. I just want to seek your perspective on this. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Sa'ad Abubakar, he said the creation of states, state police, will aid the war against insurgency.
Well, those are very issues that, in my capacity, I will not be able to address.
What is your perspective on this?
But all I want to say, Nigeria is one country, and there is, if you look at the demography of Abuja, for example, you find people from every part of the country in Abuja, and we are highly mobile people. So you find people mixing from one community to the other. So, but I believe with the policing skill we are taught, if you go to your community and you try to understand the community, you should be able to police that community. All I want to say is that we are interested in evolving, which is what we're already practicing, that connecting with our communities, because if you have that strategic relationship with our respective communities, you should be able to address their policing needs, because for policing concerns every person. If I am policing, like as CP Abuja, Abuja is home to all the diplomatic missions, most of them. It's home to big different businesses, the Senate, members of the National Assembly. So it's a kind of melting point. And so in policing, you've got to understand the basic concept of policing, which is basic policing, being present in the communities, being visible, having patrols that you stop to talk to different people in the community, having community contact. Because when you have community contact, you begin to develop a relationship with your immediate community. They begin to trust you.
But that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
I think, if you have gone out recently, I invite you to drive out one of these evenings, talk to our police officers. And one of the things we are doing, that when you're on patrol, stop, talk to people, ask them how they are doing, ask them how they feel about their general area. Somebody comes to you for direction, you should be able to take time off and talk to the person.
Maybe I should say the fear is always there, sir.
Yeah, I think you've got to trust your place. Because, of course, I talked about having a dynamic relationship with law-abiding citizens. But some people, once they see an officer in uniform, you don't know what operates in their mind. But I want to invite them that our force, the Nigeria Police Force, because when the IG talks about code of conduct, about having a vision of an effective and efficient police force that defends the rights of individuals, a force that is prepared, that responds to the needs of our communities, having such vision, and then implementing it through our mission of making our societies safe and more secure for people, of course, they're going to trust us. And I think a lot of them do, because when you listen to some programs, phone-in programs, like the Brekete family and Lean on Me, which I've spoken, and I gave out my personal phone numbers, I've received a lot of calls, commendations, and SMS. And that's, for me and for us in the command, is very encouraging.
All right. You know, let's understand now. There was a plan to set up CCTV cameras around the FCT. What happened to that plan? What's the latest on that?
I think we have cameras. From our control room in FCT Police Command Headquarters and the Force Headquarters, we are able to monitor different parts of the FCT.
Effectively?
I think for now, it is quite effective. But of course, there is always room for improvement. But I think, because...
So you're saying there are CCTV cameras around the FCT?
Yes. There are.
So what happened to places like Maraba? Of course, recently, if you have gotten your reports, you would hear that there is an increased rate of theft around Maraba, Nyanya, and areas like that. Are you aware?
You see, you must understand that Nyanya is within the FCT, Maraba is in Nasarawa State. But because we are the same force, we have good relationship with states that are contiguous to the FCT. During our last meeting with the IG, all commissioners of police and AIGs and DIGs, I had a side meeting, I would say, with CP Usman Yakubu, the Commissioner of Police for Nasarawa State Police Command. And one of the things we discussed, we're coming up with a plan to carry out massive and sustained raid operation in these communities of Masaka, Maraba, One Man Village, Nyanya, and Karu, New Karu, and the rest of the places. That's what we're trying to do, even though it is not in FCT. But because a significant population of the Federal Capital Territory are resident in those places and commute to work on a daily basis. So we also extend, when we have a critical situation, they call us and our response teams go there. But we do that in collaboration with Nasarawa State Police Command.
All right, just hold on with that thought. We'll come back to this issue of security, especially in the FCT. We're still with the Police Commissioner for the FCT, Mr. Wilson Inalegwu. Join us again after this time out.